Let's take a pulse of the program out there in Athens. What's going on with the Georgia Bulldogs here ahead of 2025? Because I think the discourse around them this offseason been a little bit unfamiliar. We'll unpack that right now. But Georgia fans, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. If you want more content around your dogs, want us to talk more about Georgia, the best way to let us know that is by subscribing to the channel. So appreciate y'all for doing that. So I went to school with a lot of kids that were way smarter than me. And we would take a lot of the same tests in our classes we took together. And so I would leave a test, get my grade back, and see it said 71. I'm like, sick. Passing? Awesome. We'll take that. I'm juiced. I studied hard for that. Sweet. The kids that were smarter than me would get like an 87 or a 91 and be like, gosh dang it. And be pissed off, dude. Be upset. Be visibly angry. Wouldn't talk to you for a while. Like why are you upset? That's a good score. It's kind of Georgia right now. Georgia won the SEC last year. First round bye of the college football playoff. Losing the first round, but lost to a team that was the national title runner-up. I guarantee you, the level of contentment in that building in Athens, Georgia, is less than zero, -2, negative. Like they are, I think, pissed off right now at Georgia. I think they're an edgy group right now. That's the pulse I would assign to the Dogs, man. I think they're edgy. And edgy Georgia, edgy Kirby Smart, I think is dangerous. I think it's very dangerous for the rest of college football because they didn't live up to their standards a year ago. And the thing I would say about Georgia, obviously you trust who Kirby Smart is based on his resume. I trust Kirby Smart because I think he's a fixer. I think it is very rare for us to see Georgia have the same problems from 2024 to 2025. I would be shocked if next season Georgia's just like, man, can't run the football. Yet again, we're running for like 120, 130 yards a game. I just can't figure it out. I have heard from people close to Georgia that Mike Bobo is taking it upon himself to, if nothing else next season, they will run the football. Because what you saw last year was just not complimentary. And that was why Carson Beck, even though he has his fair share of mistakes fair share of blame to hold in this whole thing, that's why he had the interceptions he had. Because I think at a certain point, he realized he had to force the football downfield. And that's not what Georgia's offense is built to do. It's built to run the ball, set up some plays downfield, but like it's not supposed to be a drop back and throw it around the yard kind of offense, regardless of what those attempts number tell you. So I think overall, Georgia's offense will be more balanced, or will be more balanced, rather. Gunnar Stockton, less arm talent than a one Carson Beck, which isn't a knock on the guy. It's just Carson Beck has first-round caliber chops, which is what it is. But on top of that, on top of the whole running the football idea, Georgia is telling you they're making it a priority to be better at receiver. Took 7 wide receivers this past offseason, I should say, rather. Portal plus high school level, 5 wide receivers from the high school level is what Kirby Smart added. They haven't done that since 2020. What is that telling you? We need help. We need help right now. That's why you go out and get a Noah Thomas and a Zachariah Branch. Like, Georgia is very obviously placing an emphasis on being better at receiver. And so if they're placing an emphasis on running the football better and you're upping your talent level at receiver, I think it's fair to expect Georgia around Gunnar Stockton to be much better situated, to be better situationally, is I think what I would say. Like, I think it's dangerous to say Georgia's going to score X amount of points or they'll have this number, passing yards, whatever. I just think Georgia situationally will be better set up to have more options any given game. Didn't really feel that way last year. Like, a lot of times you're saying, Carson Beck, hope you have a good day today, brother, because we need it. We need you to. I think Georgia will be much more multiple here in 2025. And then defensively, listen, when it comes to Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann, if I'm a Georgia fan, I would stay out of the kitchen. Let them cook. Let them do their thing. As long as those two individuals are in charge of your defense, I would have a supreme level of confidence. Why? Because the resume indicates as much. Talked about how inconsistent Georgia was last year on defense. They still had 3 first-round draft picks, right? Like they're going to be good on defense. And I think what last year was, and Kirby being able to use that as ammunition and point that to his football team, that to me just tells me that the temperature is set at the right spot and the defense is going to be able to play to their expectations on a talent level side of things. And I hope they stay healthy, obviously, but like that was a thing that impacted them a year ago with Michael Williams, but I trust who's running the show on defense, to put it simply. Now, I think with this year's Georgia team compared to last year's Georgia team, when we talk about the pulse, I mentioned Georgia being more edgy. I just think that's going to get back to a more recognizable brand of Georgia football. Here's what I will say. You remember when Drake put out that like dance hall album? It was fine for like a dance hall album. It's called Honestly Nevermind. But a lot of us that know what the typical Drake sound is, we're like, this isn't what we were hoping for, brother. We appreciate you did it. We appreciate you dropping something for us, but like this is kind of a touch disappointing. Then he got back to his sound, right? Got back to what was the next one? Her Loss. Like at that point, you're like, this is more what we're talking about. This is more recognizable. Georgia last year was kind of like an Honestly Nevermind vibe to it. Still good. Won the SEC. Again, we're talking about Georgia in a negative way. They won the SEC last year, but it wasn't that like eat off the floor kind of vibe. It wasn't the run for 200 yards a game, which they did both those national title seasons. It wasn't the winning the margins. Notre Dame won the margins against them in that college football playoff game. It was why they lost. But I think in 2025, I think Georgia will major in those things. I think we're going to see Georgia get back to their sound, their brand of football, and that's a big reason why I think it's okay to maybe consider buying the dip for Georgia. If you want to fade Georgia on paper, this might be the year to do it. First-year starting quarterback, coming off a year where you didn't meet your expectations, all those things. But like me personally, when the tide is coming out, I just feel a little bit like that's a sign for a tsunami. All right, I think that's what Georgia is here in 2025. We'll see what Gunnar Stockton is, but I'd buy the dip when it comes to the Dogs. I think they're getting back to their sound, and I think that you can trust and be excited about the edge if you're a Georgia fan. If you're the rest of college football, I'd be very, very careful when it comes to how you approach assessing the Dogs in 2025. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, whether you're a Georgia fan or not. Let me know your record prediction for the Dogs here this upcoming season. Can't wait for this year, man. Football about to be played. Appreciate y'all being dialed in. Make sure you are subscribed. Caden Smith on the ones and twos, myself, Judy PicKell. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.